Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and sorry for the late start. A few technical issues, but we've managed to iron them out now. And yes, we are back from our summer holes. You know what I mean? Stoney's looking well tanned and browned up there, mate. I've got a good one, Stoney.
You see, it's amazing what you can do when you visit the tanning shop, isn't it? I've been going on holiday,
I'm telling you. Listen, you see with this AI stuff now, nobody has to know, mate. You know what I mean? To make out you was in Hawaii, no one will know. But yeah, man, it is great to be back. It's been a minute, I must say. Yeah, man. But you know what? It is great to be back. And once again, as usual, man, it's always great to be a Liverpool supporter, I must say.
100%.
I haven't had a chance to really talk about certain things. So before we get into any certain things, the first thing I will ask you, Stoney, is what do you think of our transfer window? People are saying this is our greatest ever. What do you think of it?
Do you know what? I think those people could be right. I was almost. I have to be careful not to nitpick because I think if we're in a position to have got Gay, then it would definitely have been it. However,
that's why I'd say 95%. If you got Gay, I'd give it 110%, mate.
Okay, but I think that if I think of it at the end of last season, when we were thinking about positions that we would liked players to be purchased in, I think we managed to do it. We looked at the goalie. You know, the goalie was out on loan. The goalie came back. We were mentioning if we can bring in 2 fullbacks, that would be ideal. We spoke about the series of offensive players. I think everybody knows the 3 offensive players that we've purchased. But yeah, I just think it's been a really good transfer window, and not just with the players that have come in, but we've made some good money on players that have moved on as well.
Oh yes! Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, and yeah, you're right, and still been within PSR, which I think of a lot of clubs are still quite upset about. That it's just that their clubs aren't run as financially as we are. So yeah, yes. You're right. It's been good. I agree with you, Artie. Like 95%, man.
My wife's uncle is a Man United fan, and all he does, he keeps phoning me up. He's even abroad, and the man's phoning me up, telling me that we're going to be investigated for financial irregularities every 2 minutes. But when they lose, and I call him, all of a sudden he can't answer the phone. Right? Like every time we purchase a player, my phone's ringing. Where we get this money for? Where we get this money from? What people have to realize is, for a good few years, we've not been a massive spending club, and we've not had a massive influx of players in any one window. It's always been like maybe 2, 3 max. Last season, it was 1. It was Chiesa, 16 million. That's all we spent. We've won, trophies. We've generated money. We've sold players. We've generated money. So we are financially sound. The club is run well. Financially sound. Very astute, I must say. Yeah. So even though we've spent a load, I think what we recruited was 200 and something million. We got back in. So we spent 400 and odd, but we got back in 200 and something million. So, and apparently, well, with the signing of Gahey as well, it shows we could have spent more.
Thank you. And you know, that's all. Yeah. And you know, that's also in terms of the revenue, Artie, that you mentioned, that's still even excluding the new deal that we've got with Adidas as well. Right. So there's still even more money that we could still have spent.
There is. So regarding the Gahey deal, then, do you think that we should then go back in January with about like 15 mil?
I think in January. I think in January the conversation changes. Right. I think the conversation changes in January, and I think it also changes near the end of the season. I just have a sneaky feeling that Bayern Munich or Real Madrid are just going to enter the conversation, because if you think of it, there's going to be a international player, a captain for their club team, and an international player that can potentially be either going on a free or as you mentioned, probably in or around £15 million. All right. So we don't know what the conversation was between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, or Liverpool and Gay's team, him and his team. But if other teams come in a conversation and then they're presenting a different project or a different financial package, then I wonder if everything now changes. Because whereas initially when we were going for Gay, I was under the impression it was just similar to Isaac. It was just Liverpool and Crystal Palace. There were no other clubs that were involved. If he's now going to be potentially on a free, or as you said, at a lower, price, even with how good he is, then other teams may start coming in the conversation.
Well, I've heard that Real Madrid are already sniffing now. I've heard that already. The Real Madrid are sniffing, and Real Madrid are going to look to probably try and see if they can get a deal in January as well.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me of the caliber of the player. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. But I'm hoping that the pull of wanting to stay in the Prem, maybe, and playing for Liverpool, I'm hoping that, he says, yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I hope as well. So yeah, I was probably more upset when that didn't go through, because just for those reasons there anyway.
Oh, definitely, 100%. Gonna say a big shout. Good evening goes out to Wesley Golden Robinson. Nice to have you on board, sir. And Wesley says, "Hey guys, do you think we've invested enough for the next 2 to 3 years, based on the amount of games we play across multiple competitions?" And he says he loves the content. Thank you very much, Wesley. Stoney.
I would say yes. I'd say yes, Wesley. Reason being as well, if you look at the profile of players we've actually purchased, most of them are give or take probably around between 22 to probably 25. That means I think collectively, if we're able to keep together the nucleus of those players, definitely give us between 2 to 3 years. I would definitely say that, because if we think of it in that period of time, I'm just saying possibly here, right? Alisson may have moved on because of his age. Virgil may have moved on. Robbo may have moved on, and possibly Salah may have moved on, right? But then if you're thinking of it like that, all of the players that we've mentioned, if they moved on, apart from Virgil in the centre-back position, we've got cover for everywhere else. So we could potentially, in the next 2 or 3 seasons, potentially not even have to purchase anybody.
I still feel we need to get another DM and a centre-back for me.
Yeah.
And I think, and at them kind of like them similar kind of ages, around your 24s or whatever, and then I think we're good.
Yeah.
Then I think then we can say, yeah, we're set, because you have to remember, if someone like Gravenberch is out, we don't have the same quality of cover for Gravenberch. Sure. And obviously Virgil, we don't have the same quality of cover. Yeah. So I think if we can get 2 players, then I think we're good. I know we got Leone as well. I ain't forgetting him, but he's still young.
I was going to speak about that young player.
I haven't forgotten him, but he's still young. So like I said, if we'd have got like someone in the mold of Gahey, experienced club captain, England international, yes. Because I was looking at something the other day as well. Someone was talking and they was trying to compare Gahey, if he came in, is he better than Kanate and whatever, blah, blah. When I look at Gahey's games and he's at a lesser club, I see him making less mistakes than Kanate.
You're right, because I think their skill set is almost completely different as well. And what I agree with you there as well, sometimes when players play at different color, I'm only going to give an example, all right? Look how oh no, I'm not going to leave that example because I think it's not going to be relevant. You're right. Sometimes players play for certain teams and they probably have to overcompensate and do more because they're having to cover for other players. I think I would say they are the higher caliber of players at Liverpool. So yeah, I just think it would be a good acquisition. I still think Konate is going to move on in January as well, anyway. So
Oh, you think he's going January?
Yeah. I'm not comfortable with that. What I was going to ask you is, all right. So we know that Konate is probably his contract is in the same position with Gay, right? So he goes on a free at the end of the season as well. Yeah. I've just got a question. If between now and January, Liverpool were to offer a contract to Konate, could you see him accepting it?
Pause right there. He's rejected now 3 contract offers.
Right. Okay.
The latest one was this week. He was rejected that, and that was contract offer number 3. So he's rejected. I think what the details, what I've heard anyway, is that he wants 200 grand a week, but at the moment we're only offering 150 grand.
Okay.
So that's the stumbling block. Not that he doesn't want to stay at Liverpool, he just wants to be paid what he thinks he's worth. And to be fair, in today's market, I don't see that. I don't think 200 grand is too much to ask for a player of his caliber. I would say
he moves then. He definitely moves on then.
Unless Liverpool decide they're going to offer him some more money, it looks like he will.
And I think in fairness, he'll have a lot of suitors. He'll have a lot of teams that will bid for him. Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. And if that's the case, do you know what? If he has to go in January, then we have to make sure that we get Gay in January. There's no way we can let him go and we don't get a replacement.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I agree with you completely on that. I think we saw the situation that we could potentially have found ourselves in last season, where it could have been Trent, Salah, and Virgil all potentially leaving on a free. We know what happened with Trent moving on to another project. I think it will be crazy if we found ourselves in the same situation one season afterwards, in the same situation with Konate, where he moves on for free. So I do agree with you. I think a deal will be done in January, and hopefully we just make sure that we've got a fee for Konate and he just moves on.
Big shouts goes out to Creds. Nice to have you on board. So what part of the world are you in today, mate? Because this guy, I tell you, I don't even believe he lives in England no more. I think he comes here on holiday now. You know what
nice.
I mean? I'm telling you. Yes, CW, we are most definitely back. Most definitely, man. We're back. What's Cred saying now? I think Konate lives on a free, get Mark in and put in the starting lineup. Konate can wait on the bench till he's needed. Wow. Wesley is saying that based on your comparisons with Gay and Konate, who is the more important player to replace with the current talent out there, Van Dijk or Salah? Well, for me, that's easy. Van Dijk is the most important player to replace out of them two for me. The defense is your foundation. Also, with the players that we've bought now, we have got attacking options coming out of our ears. We are not short of attacking options. So for me, Van Dijk is that position is so key. So key. And I think we've got goals all over all other different parts of the pitch that I'm not worried about the Salah replacement. Ekatike, Isak, welcome, brother Isak. Gatpo scores goals, Works can score goals. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not too worried about that part. What's about you, Stone?
Yeah, no, I only echo what you say. I think offensively we're in an amazing position. And if we were to look at it like that, top end wise, lots of players, defensive, not as much. I mean, if as we stand at the moment, if we have an injury to either of our centre backs, there's an issue there. I think it was close to Gomez moving on to Milan. That didn't happen. So if we're looking at defensive cover, if Konate is not available, then we're looking at Gomez. After Gomez, then we're looking at Endo. After Endo, then we're looking at Ryan. And after that, we're looking at Andy Robinson. And the reason why I say that is Andy Robinson had played quite a few games for us at centre-back in pre-season.
Yeah.
So, if there's one injury in our centre-back position is a concern. And I know you mentioned about the young player that we bought from Parma, but I agree with you as well. He's more of a development player. I didn't want him to get rushed in any heavy situation. Let him progress organically with us. I think if he's on the bench for a couple of games this season, maybe gets a run out in one of the FA Cup games or the Carling Cup, then so be it. But,
yes, man.
Yeah, just let him take his time here. So
let's see how he looks there for real. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention when I mentioned our attacking talent. I forgot Rio, man.
Yes.
Yeah, so another one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Showing plenty of promise. See, I'll tell you about this guy. He says I'm in London, but going Paris tomorrow. This is what I'm saying. Listen, Creds, I need a job like yours, bro, because I don't understand how much holidays you get, bro. I really don't get it. Seriously. This guy, he just comes in London, you know what I mean? He must come to restock his bag, put down the dirty clothes, and he's gone again. You know what I mean?
That's nice.
Nice one, man. Nice one, bro. Enjoy, man. Live life, bro. Live life. The club are bigger than these snot gobblers, so the club are in charge. Can't allow lunatics to run the asylum. He's got a good point. He's got a good point, mate. Very good point, I must say. So we've started now. We've got 3 out of 3. First 2 games, I must say, I was starting to worry about our defense, letting in some cheap goals as far as I was concerned. And so I was a bit worried. So then coming up to the Arsenal game, I was thinking, it looks like we're going to have to outscore them because the way that we're conceding right now, it's like, yeah, okay, so we're going to have to outscore them now. But surprise, surprise, Arteta went and done it again, didn't he? And he tried to play for a draw. That's how I saw it. He come out and tried to play for a draw. And maybe there's Stoke FC tactics. Tried to hit us on a set piece, but didn't work out. Yeah,
Arteta is really he's really strange, Arteta, and the only reason why I found it actually quite strange, if you've got a team like Arsenal who are potentially looking to win the league, you're going to come to Anfield with a game plan to say, look, we're either on your level or we're better than you because we're going to be challenging, right? Arsenal came with the most defeatist attitude, and that's the way that I see it. I think I was on a show before the Arsenal game on the Man United Agenda show. It was on a Friday, and I was asked what I thought the result was going to be. I thought it was going to be 2-2, in all honesty. And I was looking at, I know data and history can change, which is fine, right? The last time Arsenal won at Anfield, Arteta was actually playing for Arsenal. So when I saw that, that's bizarre, 2012 was the last time Arsenal actually won at Anfield. So I don't know whether that was in the back of their heads or Arteta's head, but you're right. It was just very odd, very, very, very odd. I was with some Arsenal supporters afterwards, and they were saying the game probably would have been different if Saliba came off early. But I was saying, well, they would already have known that Saliba wasn't fully fit. So why are you going to let him play if you know he's going to break down so quick? And in all fairness, Saliba was off after 5 minutes, so it would have made no difference anyway. But yeah, it was very odd. As you said, they played like an American football team while they were just waiting for set pieces. That mentality is just very strange, very strange. Very strange. They got what they deserved. They sat back, and then Dominic's finish was just absolutely breathtaking. So
sublime, mate. Arteta is basically that man who doesn't ask the girl he wants out.
Yeah.
You say he's the B-Tech Chico from Benidorm. Oh my days. But he does go on to say, which is very true, that you need to beat your title contenders at their ground to make a statement by hurting them. Very, very true. And that was definitely one of Konate's better games this season, I'll tell you, because he started off very shaky. And Kirkes, both of them, stepped up big time. I'm not going to lie. And see, some of them, man, they started running their gums. Oh, right, he got Szoboszlai out right back. Don't worry. He was immense, mate.
Yeah. He is he's taken out the position very, very, very well. I know Doctor had mentioned about how versatile Dominic was at his previous club, and also how versatile he is when he plays for the national team. But I thought that was more in offensive positions. I'm not trying to provide a little disservice on Dom here. I didn't realize he had those attributes to play in that defensive side in that manner. He just doesn't seem ruffled. He doesn't seem out of place. It just seems like he's been playing that position for a long period of time. So once you've got someone with that mentality, I think it's amazing. And the other side of it which will be quite interesting, is Dom played in Wirtz's position virtually for the whole of last season. So for Dom to now see that we've, spent quite a lot of money with a player now that is probably going to now play in your position more, Dom's probably thinking, where's his role going to be? How does he identify in what position playing for Liverpool? But the fact that he's just come to the season to say, look, you play me anywhere and I'm still going to be a big boy. That's I love that. I love that mentality, man. I love it.
Yeah. Those are the players I love to have in my team, man. Love to have them kind of players in my team, 100%. Creds is saying it's a Boz player of the month for me. Yeah, I find it hard to disagree, bro. I find it hard to disagree, man. But what a free kick, bro.
I'm telling you. Artie, it doesn't matter what angle you look at it, it was breathtaking. And there's no goalkeeper that was stopping it. It was the time, it was the different the distance, it was the technique, everything about it was just perfect. And I thought what was interesting in his post-match conversation, they were asking, is that something that he frequents in training? So he said, well, look, he tries it, but it is what it is. He was saying he would have liked to have taken more free kicks in game time last season, but he also mentioned about the quality of Trent. But he said now with Trent moving on, he's going to have more opportunities to take free kicks. But it was absolutely beautiful, man.
Well, I think there's going to be a bit of competition between him and Wirtz, because Wirtz banged a nice one for Germany in the midweek as well. So there might be a bit of competition there. I tell you, which is always good. Healthy competition. That is always good, man. Always good, I must say. Arsenal game. Some people are calling it a game of two halves. I reckon that Arsenal had the better of the first half, and then we stepped up and had the better of the second half. Did you see it the same?
I don't know whether I was watching the wrong game. I didn't see, and it was, I think what's good is sometimes when you hear other people speak about things, then it makes you look at the game a little bit differently. I don't think Arsenal had much of the first half, or I could be completely wrong. In terms of that. Trying to think, what did they do in the first half?
Neither team did much. Neither team did much.
It was actually, I think it was actually quite boring though. A lot in the first half.
It was.
In all fairness,
it was a dead game.
Yeah. It wasn't a classic game. It wasn't a classic game. So I don't know.
Okay, CW says something here now. Last two seasons, I look at Szoboszlai and think to myself, what the F is his position? He's not been consistent in performance in any role he's played at Liverpool so far.
I think that's quite harsh. I think he actually played quite good for us last season in the 10. I think it was a new position that he was trying to familiarize himself with at Liverpool. As I said, he's played in that position for the national team. I think his work rate was there, high IQ. I think the only thing that was probably missing was that he probably didn't assist or score more. And I think in a lot of those positions that he had, I just don't think he was selfish enough. He was playing other people through. And there was a lot of times when he was playing forward balls to one of our strikers, and unfortunately they weren't finishing. So I think if they were able to, I think the stats probably would have looked completely different. But I think he had a good understanding in that role. I think he was probably playing 7.5 each game. And if you're looking at a player doing that, then I would say he was quite positive. Didn't miss any games either, fitness-wise. So, yeah, I think he played all right.
Okay. Would you retain him at right back for our upcoming game? Or would you, because they say that Frimpong is back in training. Bradley's been playing, remember, he's played for Ireland now, so he's back fit. So do you retain Szoboszlai?
I would.
Or would you bring in a natural right back?
Good question. So I think we got Burnley, Atletico, and then we got the Merseyside derby, and then we got Southampton. Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because if Frimpong or Bradley's on the bench, then where there's Dom play, I think he deserves a starting role. Wirtz is still finding his feet. Ryan has to play, just in my opinion. Yeah. And then Mac 10 has to play as well. So that is, oh my goodness gracious. So
exactly.
But
form-wise, how can you then justify leaving him out?
Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, no, you definitely can't. So I would say I'm not too sure how Frimpong's been getting on. I know he didn't travel with the national team. He remained back on Liverpool, trying to get his fitness back up. And as you said, I'm not too sure what his fitness levels are. Same thing with Conor Bradley. So in a nutshell, I'm just going to answer. I would just go with Dom starting against Burnley. I'd start him
at right back.
At right back, yeah, I would.
Interesting, very, very interesting. Yeah, I've always been one to say, you know what, you need to play players when they're in form and they're performing well. I think it does a great injustice and a knock for their confidence if they're then dropped because somebody else has come back.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do I need to do, bro? You've played me out of position. I've had a worldie, and then you still drop me.
Yeah.
These are the things that set players back.
Yeah. So yeah, I would start Dom, give a certain amount of minutes for Wirtz, and then move Dom back up in the number 10. And then if Frimpong or Conor needs to get some game time, then they slot in down at right back. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, Chris is really on Dom, but I tell you, DW said in midfield versus Bournemouth, I was screaming the house down at Szoboszlai to move the ball quicker. Was slowing down like Gemma Collins been asked to run out of breath straight away.
I don't know. I think that was quite hard. That first game, Bournemouth, we were at home. That's when Semedo scored. Is that when Semedo scored those 2 goals?
Yeah? Yes, yes, it is. Yeah,
Semedo scored those. I think. I think you're right in that sense. So Ryan was suspended for that game, if I can remember. So it would have been Dom and Mac 10 that would have played there. I would be honest. Dom playing in that deeper position with the number 6, I think he was pressed quite a lot. I think he did lose the ball quite a lot as well. So yeah, that was a bit of a tricky one, wasn't it? We weren't. I mean, in the first half, we weren't really our best. Bournemouth did play with a high intensity, and I think, what's that player? His brother plays for Rangers. Tavernier and Brook over that side. I think they did a good little double up there on Dom. That's what I can remember about how much we were getting pressed in those positions. So yeah, no, he didn't have the best position, the best game in
people are
playing the number 6.
underestimating the team Bournemouth. They're just saying the
No,
name as a lower team. They are a damn
good
team. They've got a damn good manager, and this is what I keep telling people. There's nothing harder to play against than a good team. Not a team that's got a special player and then they all trying to work around him. When you've got a team of players who gel together, that's the hardest thing to play against. Everybody's playing their position and doing their bit. That is a Bournemouth thing. And I think their manager, I don't think he's going to be there that longer, to be honest. So he's going to find a bigger job. 100% he's going to find a bigger job. I think people need to realize we played a good team. And still managed to
And you know what was interesting? They played. I know tactics and formations and all of those things can make a difference. They played. The Bournemouth manager played a 4-1, and what they almost did was Dom and Mac 10 were man marked by that player that I just mentioned, Tavernier and Scott, and then Adam was always just behind. So that Bournemouth manager basically man marked two of our deeper line midfielders. I've never seen that before. So that's what I was saying. The first half tactically was quite interesting, and then Slot probably would have understood it a little bit better, and that's why we kind of got into the game in the second half. But tactically wise, exactly what you just said, we have to remove the name away. They're actually a very, very, very good side, coached by a very, very, very good manager. So
yes, they are, man. Run a good ship, man. I'm telling you. Frimpong will be suited to Atletico. Break that pragmatic team down with his pace. CW goes on to say the positives with Szoboszlai right back. He will stay in that position, not be a headless chicken, pushing up and leaving gaps behind him.
Sure.
Okay. So Creds is also jumping in saying he's better seeing people in front of him, it seems. So to get what you are saying, Chris. Chris is saying that when I saw Szoboszlai play at right back, playing a natural midfield at right back gives me the ick, but so far seems better at right back than in midfield.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is very interesting. Okay, let's move on before we have to call it the Szoboszlai show. We'll move on from that. So, not another great performance again, but we've got the 3 points. So that's 3 games. No, not 3 games without a great performance, but we've still got the 3 points. Is this some shades of like last season, especially the first half of these games? Because it seems to be a mirror of last season. First half is like we're doing that boxing thing and working and feeding them out, and then second half we come out swinging.
I think I'm still trying to think of it like this. There's still a lot of players within the squad, and even in there's still a lot of players in the squad that are still adjusting to how Slot's gonna want us to actually play, right? So even if you think of it, the last game against Arsenal, right? We would have had Gurkes, Wirtz, and Ekitike, 3 players that would have been the first time they would have actually been playing for us. That for me will still have an impact on how the team's actually gonna perform as well. I know we had some subs afterwards. I can't remember what subs actually came on, but these players are still going to take a little while to actually settle in as well. So I think that's going to have an impact. And even if we think of the game before, was that, did we play Newcastle? Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal.
And then Arsenal.
And Arsenal was all right. Yeah. So it's the same thing before that, Ekitike, Wirtz, and the left back as well. So yeah, I think it's just going to take a little while. We are going to have teething problems. And, sometimes champions, we have to win ugly. We have to win in ways that we're not accustomed to. But we've shown strength, we've shown resilience, we've shown, understanding. And I'm not heavily concerned. But what I will say is the 3 games we've played haven't been nice. They've been ugly to watch. Even even the final against even the Community Shield against Crystal Palace, that was ugly to watch. So we're getting results, but the football's not nice. It's not nice. I'll be honest.
Okay. New listener, is that H? Yes, man. You'll never walk alone. Definitely not. Nice one, man. Welcome. Nice to have you on board, my brother. Hit that like, that share, and that subscribe. What's CW saying now? Let's see. He's not having a go at someone. It's good sign, in my opinion. 3 + 3 questionable performances, and we won all games. We're only going to get better. Well, that is definitely what I am hoping for. Definitely what I am hoping for. Yeah, we are only going to get better. Yeah, and Chris, you're damn right. I had doubts on Ekatike, but he's impressed me massively. Goal versus Bournemouth. Nunes skies that over the bar. Loved Ekatike's play. He's more a false 9-10 for me. Yeah, do you know what? I must say I've been very impressed with how he slotted in, the football that he's played. And I'm watching his touches and everything. I'm saying, this guy's a baller, man. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And this is another one now. So he's coming. He's fitted in well to our system. Does he just now get replaced because of Isak?
No. And the only reason why I say that is from the end of last season, with everything obviously happening with the transfer of Isak hasn't had a pre-season at all. He's been training individually, so he actually hasn't played any matches. Even sometimes if players aren't in the first team, they'll probably have under 21s or development games. He's had none, absolutely no game time. So I don't envisage Isak getting back up to pace until I reckon at least mid-October. All right. I think Isak's first game since the end of last season would have been these 2 international games he would have played for Sweden. In the first game, he didn't play at all, and in the second game against Kosovo, I think he played the last 18 minutes. So I think yes, he is going to be training, but they're not going to have any match or game time. So I don't envisage there being any issues. I think there's going to be, when Isak's match fit, I think there's going to be rotation between Ekatike and Isak. And also I see, when is the African Nations Club? Is it from January? I think is it January or something? January. So then I even look at it like this. Mo then will be away for a period of time. And like what you've mentioned before, all of our offensive players can actually play in a series of positions, right? So we know Wirtz can play anywhere. The 3 offensive players of the striker. Gakpo's shown he can do that. Ekatike shown he can do it. Chizer's shown he can do that. And Isak has shown he can do it as well. So I think it still is healthy. I don't think it's going to be a one or the other. I think there's going to be enough game time for Isak and Ekatike. Same thing, I think there's going to be enough time for Dom and Wirtz in different positions as well. So yeah, for me, it's not one or the other. It just allows us to be healthy.
So Cred says 100%. I'm licking my lips, pause, when we do gel, because it could be scary for everyone out there. I'm telling you, it will be scary when we gel. I'm telling you, that attacking talent, it's going to be mayhem up there. Yeah. When you've got someone like Wirtz feeding them man in front of you, and them man there who are going to take their chances, not this Nunes dude, you know what I mean? It is going to be peak out there.
Because you're right. Because for even the opposition, it's all going to be for them about problem solving. How do they attempt to solve the problems of our offensive play? And, obviously Salah's still going to be Salah. But these other players now going to have an opportunity to actually contribute to creating more offensive positions for us and opportunities. And I'm confident they're going to do that. So you imagine if all of the offensive players we've got, if all of them end up with at least 10 goals each themselves over this season, 10 goals and 10 assists, then that's a problem, So,
Massive.
yeah, I just think it's good. It's nice as well. It just also means not to say that we're one-dimensional, but it means that we're not predictable. And that's what I'm going to like. I remember, years ago, when you had teams that were actually winning leagues, they usually had two very strong players in every position, right? So why shouldn't we be in that position now? We're elite. We are in the conversation. We're able to attract players of high caliber again. So yeah, let us do this. I'm happy. It's good.
So Chris says that Isak will start Atletico and the Carabao Cup game potentially. I personally would like to see him get up for between half an hour and 20 minutes against Burnley. Come on, with half an hour, 20 minutes to go, get a good run out there. Whatever happens with Atletico, and then possibly some game time in the Everton game, and then maybe he could be pushing to get a good bit of game time against Southampton as well. And I think that would definitely help to bring up his fitness. But Chris has made a good point here. He says, when everyone is fully fit, who misses out? Gakpo or Ekitike? I love both, but I would miss Gakpo out. I would put Ekitike in a 10 and Wirtz on the left wing. I think Wirtz would be better on the left wing.
So Chris is almost extended on what I was saying. It provides us with so much different opportunities. And I think the season's going to be so long, everybody's going to get game time. I think one of the things that Slot mentioned that he didn't have last season, he wanted to play with a smaller squad of players, but he felt there were coming to the end of the season that we weren't able to function as much as he would have liked us to. He probably would have rested some players and probably, give others some game time, but he wasn't in a position to because our squad wasn't, as big. I know it's only one game that I'm going to mention, and yes, it was isolated. Even if we go back to the game against Plymouth, I think he was saying he would like to have fielded a stronger team against Plymouth, or even not starting players on the bench, and he wasn't able to. And I know he said he reflected on that, and basically said if he had a much bigger squad, then in reflection that maybe the result may have been different. It is what it is. Plymouth won. I've got no issue with that at all. But with a stronger squad, it just means when we come up against games like that, then we just roll teams over.
Yeah, damn right. Roll them over. Yeah, damn right. I'm liking the sound of that, man. I'm definitely liking the sound of that. Oh yeah, and talking about that as well. So Konate has rejected a contract, but Gakpo has signed a new contract. So that's a good sign. I'm very happy about that.
I was completely unaware of that. I really do like Gakpo a lot. I love how he conducts himself, and he's not just because he's a spiritual person as well, but he just seems like a very humble person as well. A player who's there and relishing playing at Liverpool, and a player who wants to learn. A player who's also versatile as well. But yeah, he's nice over in that left forward position. He just similar to Ekitike when he plays, he's just gliding at the moment. They just got some different attributes where you're watching, and he just makes you feel extra proud they're playing for our club. No, that's nice. I'm glad he signed that contract.
So Chris says also when Salah goes AFCON, Frimpong will play that right wing role, and will be Szoboszlai or Bradley at right back.
That's interesting. I completely forgot that Frimpong can play higher up as well.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So we've got options, man, because Kays is there as well. You understand? So the options are there. The Options
Yeah, I
are
forgot
there,
about
which is
that.
good, and that's what we need. If you want to be involved in all them competitions, this is what you need. You need to have a squad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this is what they say about Frimpong, man. He's a very happy guy behind the scenes, winding people up, and his Scouse accent is on point as well.
Yeah. I've heard that as well.
It's very, very good for the dressing room, apparently.
Thank you. And you know the other side when you were asking about how happy we were or I was about our transfer acquisitions as well. I think at this early stage, don't know any of the players personally, obviously, but the characteristics seem right and they all seem to blend. So sometimes the recruitment's not just about the attributes of a player, but also their characteristics. I mean,
100.
you've played football at a high level, you've managed, and sometimes you need lots of different characteristics and personalities to form part of a team. And it seems like at this early stage we've got that. So that's another side where I think I'm actually quite happy with as well, which is good.
Yeah. No, definitely, definitely. You need those kind of people, man. Them kind of characters in the dressing room. 100%, mate. 100%. Um, how did you feel about Harvey?
I feel happy for him. I really do feel happy for him. I think when one of the shows near the end of last season, we were speaking about if he did move on, what fee were we looking at? And I think we were saying anything between 40 and 50 mil.
Yes.
I think would have been, a good amount of money. And I think we were able to do that obviously with some sell on value. I think that Harvey was a good player, but I just don't think he would have been able to get as much game time as he would have liked at Liverpool. So I'm happy he's gone to Villa. I think it's an amazing club that will be able to look after him and support and nurture him as a player. I think also him coming and off winning another Euros as well. I mean, in terms of silverware, yeah, in terms of medals and trophies and everything, he's won everything. He's been knocking on the door, and he does need game time somewhere. So he's had to move on. He loves Liverpool. Liverpool's always going to be in his heart. And I'm sure when he comes back to Anfield with Villa, he's going to get an absolutely amazing welcome. But yeah, I just want him to do well at Aston Villa.
Not if he scores, he bloody won't. I tell you.
Sometimes these things happen, right? It's
I
like
tell you. But
players are
apparently,
good.
I heard that
Yeah.
there's some kind of deal in the contract about something to do with if he gets to play 10 games or more, then it triggers something where we can then buy him back.
Nah. Do you know, honestly, no, I don't like that. I don't want him to come back. I'll prefer that we have a percentage of any sell-on fee if he goes to anywhere else, because the way that I see it like this, I don't see Harvey. He will improve at Aston Villa, but I don't see him improving in a way where in the future he's going to be able to come back to Liverpool and be better than anything we've actually got now or that we've got in the future. So I think we've managed to get the best out of Harvey, and then he moves on. And then I just wish him all of the best. But no, I think I mentioned it before. It's probably just Ian Rush and Robbie Fowler that we've had who's left and come back. Other than that, I don't think there's anybody else. And Harvey's not on them lot's level. So yeah.
Elliot needed the move with the World Cup coming up, says CW.
But
says,
rewind that a minute for me, please, RT.
Do you what?
Bring that question back for me. What Chris
just
said, please.
It's a statement. He said Elliot needed the move with the World Cup coming up.
But the thing is, even with that, which is interesting, Chris, I'm just going to throw something back at you and mention it in the comments, all right? Harvey's played a lot of time for England under 21s. Do you see Harvey now breaking into Tuchel's squad for the main England team? That's my question to you, Chris.
Okay. Cred says, I think he'll do bits for Villa. Let's see how high he can go. And then Chris goes on to say that Elliot just didn't suit Slot, unfortunately. His style didn't suit Slot. But this is interesting to say that he didn't suit Slot when they put in a deal in the contract to say that if he does well, that we'll take him back.
I just don't see me.
If he doesn't suit me, I won't put that in the deal.
Yeah, you're right. And you know the thing is, I'm just thinking in my head, in the current system that we're playing under Slot, right? Even if Harvey didn't get sold this season and he remained at our club, I just couldn't see what position that he'd be getting game time in, because um, I couldn't see him playing where Ryan plays or where Mac 10 plays. And I couldn't see him playing where Verts or Dominic would play higher up. I couldn't see him playing over on the left where Gapco plays. I can't see him playing over on the right where Salah is, and I couldn't play him as a striker. So I just couldn't envisage to see where he would have been getting game time at anywhere. I think Rio's probably going to get more game time than Harvey this season would have.
Well, to be honest, I would see him if he was resting Bertz or whatever. That's where I would play him.
Okay.
And that for me is his best position. That for me is his best position, and that's where I would play him personally. But
so
like
would you see him? Time. Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yes, limited game time, because obviously them man are going to be the starters. So it's only going to be when them man are getting rested or if they're injured that you would really be starting. Or, you know, like them Carabao Cup games when you got bloody Wigan or somebody, you know what they might say, all right, yeah, now you can start. But let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Elliott gone to Villa. I mean, I wish him all the best, man. I do. I wish him all the best. Yeah. I really like him as a player, and I think he's technically gifted. He's got a good pass on him as an assist. He also knows how to score goals. And you have to remember, these left-footed players, I always say left-footed players are very talented. And I think he is, man.
And also, you're right. I'm not saying Slot's not a good manager, because Slot is a good manager, but he's going to a club with a very good manager as well. And I mean, I'm just saying Rashford did really well at Villa on his loan. It's going to be interesting to see how Sancho does on the loan at Villa. And then, you know, look, who knows if Unai Emery's able to get some amazing performances out of Harvey, he could potentially break into the England squad from there if that's his outlook. But either way, the world is his oyster. So yeah, I just wish him all of the best, man.
Yeah, man. I have to wish him all the best, man. Good luck, Harvey, but just don't have no good games against Liverpool, man. You know what's good for you, bro. I'm telling you. Serious. So we have Burnley coming up next. How do you see that one going?
I think it's going to be.
They've had a decent start. You know, they look all right.
Yeah, no, they actually do. I've actually put. I think it's going to be interesting, and I'll be honest, still understanding Burnley. I think they've made quite a lot of changes from last season, haven't they, with this squad? They've got that. They got Jadon Anthony at the moment, who plays either left or right wing, or sometimes, or he's played up front for them as well. I actually think the manager's a tidy manager, man, and I'm not saying because he just is sharp. But Scotty Parker's an all right manager, man. Yeah, Scotty Parker's all right, man.
I think it is with Scotty Parker as well. I think he served a very good apprenticeship.
Yes,
managerial apprenticeship. He's had the highs and the lows. You know what I mean? So I think he's learned a lot now, and he's Burnley down there in that League One. We're able to play expansive football and whatever. And I think he's come up knowing I can't come up doing that. I've got to be a lot more sensible with my team and pick our times when we're going to do that. So I think he's had a good apprenticeship, and I think that's going to serve him well.
And I think in terms of the fixtures for Burnley, well, even any club that's actually been promoted to the Premiership, what I think is going to work in their favour is the majority of their fixtures are all at home. I think it's only the game they played against Man United that they were unlucky, by the way, to lose that 3-2.
Yes, they were very unlucky.
Yeah, they were very, very, very unlucky. You know, all of Burnley's games up until, I'm sure it may be up until the end of September. Somebody tell me that. Somebody, if you get a chance, look at Burnley's fixtures for me, please. But I think apart from Man United, all of Burnley's fixtures are at home. So that's going to be quite, all of Burnley's fixtures apart from the Man United up until the end of September are at home. I'm sure somebody, if you can, somebody check, whoever's in the comments, just check to see Burnley's fixtures for me, please, and correct me. But I'm sure they are, RT. So it'll be interesting with that. They scored, so they've played the 3 games. I think the first game was Sunderland. They scored 2. They played against Derby. They scored 2. They played against Man United. They scored 2. So we just have to make sure that they're not getting any goals against us. But it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting.
Peter Raymond says, big up everyone. Hope we're well. It's the return. And Chris is still Chris in the comments. He will never change, though. CW, I don't want him to ever change. Trust me. CW says that Burnley will hopefully go back down. They are a pathetic club with pathetic mentality. Just happy to be here. Only want parachute payments to be flat track bullies in the championship.
Oh wow! Okay then.
I think that this time they're trying to come to stay this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, look, their fixtures are not too bad. I think they got us next, then they got Forest, and then I think they got Cardiff in the EFL. And so all of those games are there. If they get a good start, get some points underneath their belt, obviously not against us, but get some points underneath their belt, then we never know. They could potentially stay up. It's gonna be a long season.
Yeah.
But I see us being victorious against them anyway. So
okay. Most definitely. CW says that Sunderland done it the right way. Giving it a go, made some great signings too. You know, with that, Stoney, I'm going to ask you. Yeah. So, how do you see, before we finish up and wrap this up, how do you see the promoted teams doing? So we've got Burnley, Sunderland, and
Leeds.
How do you see
Do you know, I'm really going to be honest. I don't know enough about all 3 of the promoted teams to be able to give a fair enough assessment or response to that. So even when I'm thinking, if we think about how they will fare in my own head, right? My interpretation is whether we see them probably gaining points on any teams or whether they'll remain in the Premier League. I'm not too sure what type season Wolves are going to have. And I'm not really too sure what type season West Ham are going to have. So them 2 teams could potentially be in a position to make sure one of the 3 teams you've just mentioned can still actually remain up.
They called out the same teams who I would have called out, bro. Exact same teams. And that's what I'm thinking. Wolves are in trouble.
Yeah.
West Ham are in trouble.
Yeah.
The only thing with West Ham is that they got more of a chance because they could score more goals. I think they've got more goals in their side. But Wolves, we get sticky for them, bro. Very, very sticky. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So even that's why I think. 2 of those 3 teams are probably going to get a saving grace. But I think if you ask me this question again in a couple of months, when I've been able to actually watch some Sunderland games or watch some Leeds games or Burnley's games, then I can probably be provide a little bit more of a realistic comment with that. I just simply don't know enough about the players, and I've seen the formations and that. But sometimes you need to see the games in your own space.
Yeah. So Chris says the only good signing for Burnley was Dubravka. And he goes and say Burnley and Leeds guaranteed to go down. Farcar is another fraud. He's championship level, always gets relegated from the Prem.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
And he says that we always make hard work of newly promoted teams, but he's going for 3-1 Liverpool. And another team that he's put into the relegation spot as well, between Wolves and Brentford.
Yeah, somebody else was having that conversation with me about Brentford as well. I suppose it's them having the new manager, them actually losing quite a lot of players. So who ended up moving on? Was it Wissa?
Wissa, Norgard.
Oh
That's
my
3
gosh!
key players for them.
All right, yeah, and because Ben Mee left as well, didn't he? Because I'm just thinking the main people that left it. Flecken was their main goalie last year. He moved on, and Ben Mee moved on, and he was the defender last year. So you're right. I see what you mean. Is that where Henderson's gone, isn't it?
Henderson's
Did
gone to...
Did Henderson go Brentford?
Brentford, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Oh yeah, it was
and
so who did they go?
Xhaka's gone Sunderland.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Brentford Brentford got a goalie, they got Kelleher, they got you just said Henderson. They bought that striker from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Is it
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
I think his name is Atara. And even though they got that guy from Arsenal, I haven't seen him play. Reece Nelson, he just seems to always be out on loan. So I don't know how good he is or how bad he is. But I tell you what, they've got a tidy striker there, you know. And I actually had to put him in. I know we're all doing our fantasy teams at the moment, but they've got Igor Thiago up front. For them, he's a Brazilian striker.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
If they can keep him fit, you know, I think he's going to get some numbers for them this season. But I do agree with you. They may get dragged into it similarly with West Ham and Wolves. That's a good shout at the RT. Good shout.
Yeah, definitely. Going to be very sticky down there. Well, I must say, peoples, man, it has been an absolute blast and a pleasure to be back. And yes, like I want you lot to know that we are fully back now. So going forward, each and every Thursday, tell a friend to tell a friend that it's all about Kop Talk right back here on YouTube. Yeah, every single Thursday we're back. Hottest information, man. We got it, man. You know what I mean? Hear the knowledge, man. And we got the king of the one line, the CW in the comments. So it's all good. We are set. So yes, Stoney, how's it been to the first one back, man?
You know what? I can only thank you, sir. As he said, we know what technical issues we've been having behind the scenes, but it's just really, really, really good to be back. Yeah, as he said, we're a couple games into the season. Looking forward to the Burnley game, and just more so looking forward to next week Thursday. So yeah, I just echo what you were saying. Thanks everybody for joining us. Yeah, we just look forward to seeing you next week Thursday.
Yeah, and glad to be over International Week, man. They get on my bloody nerves.
Yeah,
get my players back fit. That's all I know. But yeah, definitely see you all next week Thursday. Have a good week.